Hi friends, today I am going to talk on 9 major differences between transferable LC and back-to-back LCs. In my last 3 videos, I had talked about transferable LC and back-to-back LCs, and I got so many queries. What is the difference between transferable LCs and back-to-back LCs? Therefore, this video I am preparing for all of you. Let us have a quick look what is transferable LC and back-to-back LCs. Transferable LC means a LC that specifically states it is transferable. So LC has to clearly states that it is a transferable, then only we will consider that LC as a transferable LC. Without the word transferable, it will not be considered as a transferable LC. A transferable LC may be made available in whole or in part to another beneficiary, that is a second beneficiary who is the supplier of goods, at the request of the beneficiary, that is first beneficiary who will be the intermediary trader. Transferred LC means a LC that has been made available by the transferring bank to a second beneficiary who is the supplier of goods. Under a transferable LC, the final buyer instructs its bank to issue a LC in transferable form in favor of the intermediary trader from whom the goods are bought, known as the first beneficiary. This enables the intermediary trader to request the banks at which the LC is available to transfer it in whole or in part to the suppliers of goods, known as the second beneficiary. The value of the parts of the LC transferred to the traders, suppliers represents the price that the trader is paying for the goods. The balance represents the trader's profit or margin. So there will be only one LC and the issuing bank will remain the same for transferable LC and transferred LC both. This is critical. We need to understand this, that there will be only one issuing bank. Yes, for transferable LC and transferred LC, in both the cases, there will be one LC issuing bank. So let us quickly see what is back-to-back LC also. A LC, here we will call as a LCA, is first issued in favor of the trader middleman by a bank at the request of the ultimate buyer. The trader uses this LC as a means to request a bank to issue a separate LC. We will call this separate LC as a LCB on trader's behalf in favor of the suppliers of goods. When LCB is issued by the same bank that advised LCA, LCB is referred to as a back-to-back LC. This is because the advising bank of LCA opens LCB on the back of LCA. So in back-to-back LC, that is LCB, trader will be applicant and supplier of the goods will be the beneficiary. Now advising bank of LCA has become issuing bank of LCB. So in case of a back-to-back LC transaction, there will be two LCs, that is LCA and LCB, with two issuing bank. Both LCs are entirely separate and each issuing bank is liable on its own obligation. So quickly we will see now what are the similarities between transferable LC and back-to-back LCs. Both type of LCs involve a middleman as a seller, means ultimate buyer does not deal directly with the actual suppliers of the goods. Both type of LCs involve the substitution of documents by intermediary trader or middleman received from suppliers of goods. Both LCs should be issued in such a way that they expire at the counters of the nominated bank for the prime or main LC, which can then exercise control not only in substitution of documents but also in discrepancies. So now we will cover what are the differences between transferable LC and back-to-back LCs. So first, a transferable LC enables the beneficiary to transfer the rights and obligations of the original LC, which is not in the case of back-to-back LC transactions where two separate independent LCs are involved. This is the basic difference, because in case of transferable LC, there will be only one LC which will be transferred to the second beneficiary with all the rights and obligation. But in case of back-to-back LC transactions, there will be two separate independent LCs. Next, the second beneficiary, who is the supplier of goods of a transferable LC, is formally recognized by the UCP 600. But there is no mention of word back-to-back LC in UCP. However, both the wholly independent LCs under back-to-back LC transaction will be governed as per UCP like any other commercial LC. Third, in case of transferable LC, the transferred LC derives not only its existence from the original LC, from which it receives its terms and conditions, except for the permitted exceptions, but also its utilization. Whereas in back-to-back LC operations, there are two wholly independent LCs with wholly independent issuing bank undertakings. So we need to understand here that in case of transferable LC, the transferred LC will derive not only the terms and conditions from original LC, but also its utilization. But in case of back-to-back LC transactions, there will be two different LCs involved. Next, therefore, under transferable LC, the issuing bank will remain obligated to the second beneficiary of the transferred LC. Yes, we all know that in case first beneficiary is not able to substitute its own draft and invoice with the invoice and drafts of second beneficiaries, second beneficiary's entire set of documents will be sent to LC issuing bank, and if those documents are compliant one, LC issuing bank will honor the commitment. Whereas in case of back-to-back LC transaction, each LC is separate, wholly independent LC. The original LC issuing bank is not obligated to beneficiary of back-to-back LC. Next, whenever a back-to-back LC is issued, original beneficiary's LC line will get blocked being an applicant of back-to-back LC. Whereas in case of transferable LC, it will not happen as no fresh LC will be issued. Next, as an applicant of back-to-back LC, the beneficiary carries more risk compared to the transferable LC as first beneficiary. In fact, the bank who issues back-to-back LC also bears more risk compared to the transferring bank who transfers the transferable LC. So in case of back-to-back transactions, definitely trader who will be the applicant of this back-to-back LC carries more risk, because in case complying presentation is made under back-to-back LC, he has to make the payment to the bank. And what if he doesn't receive the payment from the original LC? So that risk trader carries. And similar risk bank also carries who issues back-to-back LC, because they have to honor the commitment in case complying presentation is made under back-to-back LC. And what if they are not able to recover from the original LC? But this is not in the case of transferable LC, because when transferring bank transfer this LC, he simply transfers the rights and obligation to the second beneficiary. LC issuing bank will always be obligated to make the payment to first beneficiary as well as second beneficiary based on the complying presentation. Except for invoice and draft, all the terms and conditions of a transferred LC will be the same as transferable LC, which may not be the case with back-to-back LC, as there will be two separate wholly independent LC involved. Next, under transferable LC, second beneficiary has to literally comply the terms and condition of the original LC for payment. We need to remember that the first beneficiary will only claim his profit part by exercising the right to substitute its invoice and draft under Article 38H. If the first beneficiary fails to substitute complying invoice draft on time, the transferring bank has the right to present the documents as received from the second beneficiary to the issuing bank without further responsibility to the first beneficiary under Article 38I. So it is the responsibility of second beneficiary to present a complying presentation to the transferring bank so that his payment can be assured under the transferable LC. There is no mention of back-to-back LC mechanism in UCP. Beneficiary will claim his payment under back-to-back LC like any other commercial LC. Last difference we will see. From the accounting point of view, technically only one entry, that is profit or margin, should be there in case of transferable LC in the book of middleman or trader. However, in the case of back-to-back LC transactions, there would be two transactions entries in the book of middleman or trader. One credit entry for the entire original LC amount as a beneficiary, and another will be the debit entry for the back-to-back LC amount as an applicant of the back-to-back LC. So one question here, in case you are a trader and ultimate buyer has offered you transferable LC or back-to-back LC, what will you choose? What will be your answer? Obviously, you need to choose always transferable LC over back-to-back LC because it is a less riskier than back-to-back LC. I hope this small discussion has helped all of you. If so, I request you to like and share this video. Also, I will request you to subscribe to my YouTube channel so that whenever I come out with such videos on various trade finance related topics, you get the immediate notification. Thank you so much.